So let's dive into the different parts of the brand. And I want to start this by looking at brand structure. I've sort of been analyzing a bunch of different brands from a bunch of different authors that I follow, both indie published and traditionally published, to sort of see what their focus is and see if I could sort of pull out common themes or common threads. And the answer is I have been able to do that. And I've sort of broken it out into 3 different brand structures. And I think that all 3 brand structures are perfectly reasonable. I think that they're really good methods, and really which one you choose depends on you, what you're trying to achieve. So I'm going to walk through each of the 3, and then at the end I'm going to talk about why you might choose one versus the other. An author-centric brand revolves around the author. Now, I think a really good example of the way that this sometimes works is, say that you are a job coach, a career coach. You will probably create a brand that revolves entirely around you as a career coach. You wrote a book about how to pick the right job for you, or tips for job interviews, or whatever your book is about. But what you're really selling is your coaching. You're really selling, you want people to send you your resumes and you charge them to edit your resumes, right? So in this instance, you're creating a book brand that revolves around you specifically as the author. I've seen a bunch of fiction authors do this as well. Maybe you're a horror writer and you have like this entire horror persona. You have a bird that sits on your shoulders during, videos, and you like to wear all black, or you like to dress up for Halloween, or you like scary masks or something like that. You might write horror books, but also create this author brand and this author persona that goes along with your book series. Think about Lemony Snicket. As problematic as he is, it's a very interesting author persona, right? Lemony Snicket is a pen name, but he is literally injected himself into the stories. And it's a very interesting way to create an author-centric brand. Some more generic ways that authors do this is they simply focus around themselves talking about their books. So they might do videos, they might do Instagram stories, they might do Facebook Live videos, and it's just them talking about their books. Maybe they have a YouTube series. They share content about their own life and what they're doing and who they are, and hope that if you like them, then you're also going to want to try out their books. It's perfectly reasonable, and it's really common, and I see it all the time. The second is book-centric or series-centric branding. So this is pretty self-explanatory. Most often what you'll see is, for example, a Facebook page where the Facebook page is labeled by the series name, not by the author name, or by the book name and not by the author name. There are very specific reasons to do this, but you need to know why you're doing it. These types of authors focus their marketing probably more often around paid marketing because they're marketing the book itself. They might have character sketches that they share on social media. Their entire website and all of their branding is focused around the fonts used on their cover design and the colors used on the cover design of that one book or that one series. It's entirely about the books. There's nothing about them. They don't share anything about their family or their history or their background or who they are as an author. It's entirely centered on the books. They might share covers, they might share snippets, they might share quotes, they might do any sorts of things, book trailers, as long as it is entirely about the book. And anything they do involving themselves is very minor and sort of a side point. It has nothing. It's ultimately the brand is about the books and the books alone. And then the third type of brand that I see is a blend and of person-centric and book-centric, where they try to sort of combine the two in a way that is, balanced. This is extremely tricky. And I will be honest, it's really hard to do because you have to have something that's separate from your books and separate from yourself that you're focusing your brand around. And most of the time I've seen it done badly. But when done well, it can be really, really, really cool. And the trick to doing a blend is to know why you're sharing book stuff and to know why you're sharing self stuff and where do those two things interconnect. So the last year or so, I have been experimenting with creating a blended brand. I have done both person-centric and book-centric in the past. For a while, I thought I really had to do author-centric, but then I was like, but me and my books are separate things, and just because you like me doesn't mean you like my books. So then I switched to book-centric for a while, but that was really hard because it was really hard to develop content that was unique and different, but also going to be engaging and draw in my target audience. And so then I was like, I should try a blend, and I did it really badly for a while where I just shared whatever, and it sort of lost form and it lost shape. But the last year-ish or so, I have been focusing on a very distinct, structured, blended brand. And the key behind it is that I have to ask myself, why? Why am I sharing this content? Why is this my tagline? Sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background. He's a Great Pyrenees. I'll post a picture of him at the end of this video so you can see it. So ultimately, it comes back to the why behind what I'm sharing and the choices that I'm making regarding my brand. Why is this the front page of my website? Why is this the font? What am I trying to get my reader to understand and know about me and about my books? Does that make sense? So ultimately, no matter which structure of brand you are operating under, whether it's a person-centric brand, whether it's a book-centric brand, or whether it's a blend of both, the key is that it comes back to the why. Why are you focusing on yourself? Why are you focusing on your books? Why are you trying to do a blend? And for each choice that you make when it comes to building and structuring your brand, you have to ask yourself, why? Why these fonts? Why these colors? Why the social media content? Why these website design choices? Why these cover design choices? And it always should come back to the promise you're making to your potential reader.